welcome back. We here again, another episode of Eliminate the Doubt. I am your host, the Supreme Pie Guy, Jay Sims, 1/5 of the Reason Now podcast. And today, we got another member of Reason to Doubt on Eliminate the Doubt. Big Juice in the building. You know, he brought all the ice out today. You know,
had to.
We here again, man. Thank y'all, everybody that's been supporting. Y'all been liking these Eliminate the Doubts. Joe Jacks, you know what I'm saying? By the time you're seeing this one, Fresh 60s will be out. We got Juice. We still got to get Stino. And we're going to do one with Lil Deuces too, you know. So then I'm going to give y'all some more stuff. But like I told y'all before, we'll be filming that first episode of the year, January 15th. We'll be back together as a crew to hold it down. But until then, enjoy these Eliminate the Doubts. Enjoy what we got coming up, man, because it's about to be 2023, about to be the biggest year for Reason and Doubt thus far, you know. So be on the lookout for everything. But we here with Juice. You know, a lot of people been wanting this because, quite frankly, people like, where the fuck he come from? Yeah. Like when y'all start fucking with Juice, you know. So it's gonna be fun, you know. We've been how long you been doing the podcast with? When you start?
It's been a little over 2 years now.
Yeah, you know.
I started in 2020.
That's what I'm saying. Time flew because like we going on 4 years doing this mug, and like that's what I'm saying. It's like all a blur. It seemed like you've been here since day one, even though you came through. Because it's just like first you was just watching though, like you know what I'm saying. You just commented like, "Hey, what cut you got on KD's shoe?"
Yeah. That was the first thing. Like I would always watch the show, and then I would always like post, you know, as a fan and shit.
Yeah.
And then when I really got involved was when Joe Jack started his Link series.
Right.
And he came to my house, and we did the Link series, and he was like, "Hey, man, you should come through the pod tonight, just to, you know, sit around and just see how it go from the background." And shit, I ain't left since. So that's how that started, and that was, like I said, that was in 2020.
Oh yeah, because that's when you was on the team at first when you came through.
Yeah, I was supposed to be a part of a team, you know, to help out the podcast, but that kind of fell through. But you know, yeah, I think I did my part so far.
Yeah, man, you've been holding it down. But like, shout out to young Golly, man. Golly, this been his question. Like, some people said you said it already, but
I thought I did.
Maybe
I didn't though.
You know what I'm saying? Golly, you know what I'm saying, day one supporter. So he be watching. So I guess we're gonna start this off with your top 5 rappers. Like anybody that know when I do Eliminate the Doubt, or we interview anybody in the Reason to Doubt, we get their top 5 music artists. Me being, I know Juice, he don't listen to R&B, he only listen to rap. So I'm gonna get his top 5 rappers. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't.
I do listen to R&B sometimes though. It's highly unlikely, but my top 5 is no order: Jay-Z, T.I., Jeezy, Lil Baby, and Lil Wayne. That's my top 5.
That's a good top 5. I ain't mad at that top 5. Somebody just called me out the blue. Shout out to B. Wilson. One of my homies called me because he was having the debate with somebody like about T.I. T.I.'s favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And they was saying, he was saying that T.I. could beat Lil Wayne in the verses. I was like, you fucking lost your mind, fam.
Yeah, I ain't gonna agree with that, but it ain't the wildest thing I ever heard. Like, T.I. got a lot of hits. T.I. done a lot for music. I think, man, social media done hurt a lot of people.
That's
like,
what I was
music
trying to
legends
tell them.
been hurt by social media just by some of the things that they antics that they get into. I feel like that got a lot to do with how people feel about a lot of people. You know, the main person that when I say that I think about is like Bow Wow.
Shout out to Bow Wow, you're a legend.
People act like Bow Wow ain't a legend though. Like,
yeah.
He is, but you know, he does some questionable things over the last few years.
But the same way you say Bow Wow, I feel like T.I. is getting caught up in that shit too.
Yeah, he
like,
is.
With him commenting on everything, usually like legendary people like no matter good or bad, when people say stuff about him, you just don't see them addressing it. And he stay addressing everything, anything somebody say, small or little.
Yeah.
And it's taken away from the music. And like I say this all the time. I be one of my favorite when like people not really checking for your favorite, your legendary artist no more. I don't be wanting them to rap no more, dog. Like, I don't want them to drop no albums or none of that shit. Cause
why? Because of the numbers?
The people they just give people room to clown you, like your numbers. You dropping shit, you got people saying, oh, he ain't in the club no more. All that dumbass shit. So
I think it's kind of depend on the approach. Like, sometimes you'll see some of them artists, and a lot of them probably feel like that. It's like they just kind of dropping the music for themselves at this point, or just for their core fan base, or just because they enjoy the craft. They ain't really into it no more for the, the money, the numbers, and none of that shit. But I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather them just make the music and not really be in the mix. Right. Don't be making the music trying to still be in the mix. Like,
yeah,
you get these older rappers, they reaching out to the younger artists to do songs with
trying
them.
To get that smash
trying to get
still.
them, you know what I'm saying, still to be played in the club and stuff like that. And if that's risky, because if it don't work, you look crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But some people they addicted to that spotlight, so they feel like they gotta keep they say like Currency drop like every week.
Yep.
And he don't be doing none of that extra shit.
He's saying his own lane, making money, doing his thing, staying in his lane, man. So
yeah, that's my top 5. So Golly, there you go, man.
Yeah, man. He gave it to you. So we're gonna start this off, man. Eliminate the Doubt is for you more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we building the brand, the Reason to Doubt brand. We're having all the guys on here, but at the same time, this is for like people to get to know you more. So this is like more things that we can share on our socials. Just do our thing throughout. You know what I'm saying, the community, and show people that ain't from here where we from and who we are. So that I'm gonna start it off with like just tell people where you from. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm from Alton, Illinois. The 618, not too far from St. Louis. We say that all the time because people be like, "Where that's at?" When you out of town. Right across the bridge, across the river, from St. Louis. I've been here, all my life. Well, I don't reside in Alton anymore, but I'm close by. My family here, born and raised here. So I'm from Alton. So
Alton, Illinois, Midwest kid,
Yep.
So what was it like growing up though? Like, I know your mom, your pops, I met both of them and stuff like that, but like household growing up, what was it like?
So my family is real close knit. So growing up, like my mom and pops wasn't together, but my dad he as active as you can be not being in a household. So seen my dad a lot, what I'm saying? He was there, full support. Me and my mom, and then right next door, my grandparents were there, my mom's parents. So that was close knit because, what I'm saying? Like my mom was in college and stuff like that when I was coming up, my early years. So I was always with my grandparents. So that was pretty much, and I was the only child at that point. So that was my upbringing. Like I said, real close knit. Always with either my mom, my grandparents, or my dad. And that's just really how I came up, what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I am how I am. Like, I was really in the older home most of the time, what I'm saying? So that's really where I learned a lot of the morals and principles and things like that. Being with my grandparents and really up under my grandpa all the time. And I was spoiled. So I had, all the dirt bikes and all that stuff you can think of.
Yeah, being the only
trying
child.
To keep myself entertained as the only child. But I had a bunch of friends in the neighborhood and shit like that. Because I grew up on Tremont, Central and Tremont, so that's right next to Mexico. So I had plenty of friends and shit coming through. So,
right. So
it was fun.
When you was a kid, did like you ever get into it with people calling you spoiled and shit like that?
Not for real.
Yeah.
Not now that I think back on it, it's like people say it more now than they did then. And to be honest, like I wasn't the only one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't just have all this stuff and it was just me. Like when I say all my friends would come, they would ride their dirt bikes and shit over there too. You know what I'm saying? So I think like a good majority of my friends was probably spoiled too, if you want to call it that. So now I ain't really go through that much back then. It kind of got as I got older, and then I kind of learned why. But we could speak on that a little later, or now it don't matter.
Go ahead. What you mean? Keep trying to find out kind of
like, and I be saying this explaining this to people sometimes. So what I say with that is like, okay, when you say you spoiled when you was a kid, like first of all of us who trying to do what we trying to do in life, your goal is to spoil your kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would I be at fault or my family be at fault for doing what they were supposed to do as far as taking care of their business, going to work, you know what I'm saying, making sure everything was taken care of, and then rewarding me. Because I always made like straight A's and shit too. So it wasn't like I was just spoiled for no reason. Like I would have things that I had to do on my end in order to obtain certain things. Like if I want to keep getting the new J's to come out, my grades better be right. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it wasn't like I wasn't just holding up my end. But what I mean when I say that is, you know, I was spoiled up to a certain point, and then like in my teenage year, I remember my dad told me like I was going to get, you know, getting all the J's every week. Didn't matter what it was. Like if I wanted them, I was getting them for the most part. He was making it happen. And then when I start getting to that men's size, he used to tell me like, you know, you finna be on your own, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't finna keep buying these shoes going up. Like I ain't finna keep buying them every week. And so that's when I learned, you know what I'm saying, like the hustle that was within me. Like my first job was like Metro Sports when they used to have that sign. Remember that sign was $19.99 membership?
Yeah.
Like when I was 13 years old, I started holding that sign, standing on Homer Adams, standing by the bridge. They literally used to take us in the car and just drop us off on whatever corner they wanted to advertise on that day. And they would pay me $10 an hour under the table for that. And that was like my first, like me getting my own money.
Right.
Like 13 years old, under the table. They paid us every week. So I would get out of school. I was in middle school at that time. I would get out of school at 3:05 and we didn't have sports. If it was like not sports season, I'd get dropped off straight to Metro and I'd do at least 4 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So every Saturday I'm getting a check for like $150, $200.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the J's. So that was like my first introduction to like doing stuff on my own. Again, that wasn't a whole bunch of money, but it just started taught me.
13-year-old
Yeah,
kid,
for a 13-year-old, yeah. Like so that kind of taught me how to go out and get my own. And then as I got older, you know what I'm saying, just started expanding upon that. And then like now, I still get everything I want, but that's because I'm providing for myself.
Right.
And so when you go from that childhood to that adulthood, you see people that don't got that same shit and stuff like that because now it's on us to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So now you can't call me, like people, I still like people to say I'm spoiled. I'm 25 years old. I got my own house, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. Like I'm taking care of myself. But it's because of the principles and shit that I was taught early on, you know what I'm saying, which is taking care of business, that it wasn't like no drop off. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't go from like being spoiled till I was 16, 17. Then as soon as I had to start taking care of myself more,
You fell off.
I just fell off and ain't got nothing no more. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and I feel like that.
But you see that every day when, like you said, people you grew up with, y'all kind of was like doing y'all thing together and shit. But a lot of people, quite frankly, grow up, they suck as being an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like people can't grow up and they want to blame their failures on other things, or they want to make excuses why other people got this. Oh, he got that because his grandparents, or he the only child. You know,
exactly.
It'd be adults doing that shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen it in plenty of different situations. You know, I see people say, "Oh, the only reason why such and such got that because he ain't got no kids," or nothing like that. Nigga, that ain't an excuse. You the one that had some kids. Nigga. Like,
ain't no excuse.
You can't say that about another man. You know, like I hate motherfuckers that just be making excuses because we all got them. Like, with everybody got a life to live though. You know what I'm saying? So
it don't ever be. Hardly do it ever be such and such got this because he worked harder, because he grind. It because of this. Like
they
he
gotta
don't
make
got
an
no
excuse.
kids, or his peoples did this, or something like that. It don't never be because damn he worked his ass off. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It all come with it.
So like with you growing up though, right? I know, like I said, I didn't knew you since you was a kid. You know, I think the first time I got familiar, it was like your freshman year in high school. You know what I'm saying? That's when I got familiar with you. I was coaching. And I was a young nigga coaching up there. I think I was 23 or 22 or something coaching. You was a freshman. So that's when I first got introduced to you. But more, I never really talked to you like that. It was like your friends, like all your friends in your age group, because they was, coach was hating on you, I could say. You know what I'm saying? You should have been on JV with me, but coach was hating on you and shit.
Yeah, that's a different story. Rodeo right there.
But I look at your friends now, and I fuck with all of them and shit. But your mindset and their mindset is way different. You know, would you put that on your upbringing, or me? I'm the type. like my mind stayed different from a lot of my friends too. You know, that I grew up with, and I wouldn't say it was on my upbringing. It was more me. I like to learn from other people's mistakes. So I watch people. I'm a people watcher. So I peep everything. I peep how you talk to your woman. I peep how you treat other people around you. I watch everything and everything about people. And I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
Is that's something you did, or what would you do to use that?
A little bit of both. Like I said, I pay attention to a lot of things. Like I'm more of on an everyday basis. I'm more of an observer than I am a talker. So like even when I just go into a room, I like to observe before I like make myself known or something like that. So I've always been like that throughout life. But also to my upbringing for sure. Like I said, my parents around, my grandparents was around heavy. Like I said, I was 9 times out of 10. If you see me, I was with my grandpa. You know what I'm saying? So that older presence, and then like he kind of been through every walk of life. You know what I'm saying? Like he taught me like just how to be a man, using my hands, things like that. But he also taught me street smarts too. You know what I'm saying? And being through that. So it's a lot of things that he taught me at a young age that, you know, hindsight is 20/20. So now stuff he used to say when I was 10 or 12 about like, you got to watch these niggas, like they ain't this or they ain't that. Like your friends ain't always be your friends, or every friend ain't a real friend. Just a little bit. There's a list of things that I can name. And when you 12, you like, man, he tripping. Like this, we're going to be friends forever. You know what I'm saying? Right, and then I look back on that, and there's people that I ain't probably talked to in 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? I used to hang out with every day. So just little stuff like that, and stuff like that being put into my brain at a young age, and just kind of just watching how people maneuver. I think it's a little bit of both. Like I said, like coming up like with your grandparents around, well, my grandparents for sure, like stuff was different. Like stuff that people get away with or just able to do in front of their people is like, it wasn't like that for me. Like my grandma probably gave me the worst ass whooping I ever got in my life. You know what I'm saying? And you met my grandma, like my grandma real nice, and you know, nah, she getting your ass.
What for what you do though?
I don't remember what I did. And it was crazy. I was telling somebody about this probably like 3 weeks ago. I really can't remember what I did, but I remember that ass whooping. And what's so crazy is like my grandpa always like, he ride or die. I could be dead ass wrong. Right. And he gonna be on my side. Like she whooped my ass so bad I threw up, and my grandpa got mad at her. He didn't even ask what I did, didn't care about what I did. He was like, you ain't had to whoop him like that.
Right there, because he's throwing up
like, but it fucked me up bad. But like just having that disciplinary, you know what I'm saying, and that kind of like, it's easy to do something when you know you don't got somebody that's like be disappointed in you or like look expecting more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I always had that at home. So that always made me kind of want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be school, sports, whatever. Like I ain't never want to bring that.
Somebody was hold you accountable.
Yeah, like I ain't want to bring that embarrassment to the household. Like damn, he especially been, like I said, I was spoiled. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no reason for me to be, you know what I'm saying, just doing wild shit.
Right.
So
you know, and that's something I realized too. It's changing now. It's a whole 360 now. But like I remember when you was in high school. Yeah. I know you can vouch. At first, I don't know how I got once y'all got older. Yeah. But niggas wasn't hustling like that though, and shit like that. Like it was like from just peeping to school, like the high school when I'm 4 years removed at that time from high school. So when I was in high school, either you played sports and you was cool, or you was a drug dealer, or you was like
you wasn't never at school.
Or you wasn't never at school. And when you popped up at school, you was that nigga because you had money and shit like that. When I was coaching up there, it was like the niggas that played sports, y'all was like kind of cool. Yeah. And niggas that was like smart, y'all was all like making straight A's, good grades and shit. And then like the niggas that was doing shit in the streets or was acting like that, they was looked at as like some lames though.
Yeah,
almost,
it was lame. Like even when I was in school, like smoking weed to a certain extent was lame. Yeah. It was like, nigga, you ain't trying to go to college. Like you ain't trying to get a scholarship. You lame. Like you a crackhead. Like that's how we was looking at it then. Like
nah, and look, now I can't speak for you. It was you, Quail, and my nephew Rome, right? And Bossa too. Yeah. But besides that, I swear to God, they was like on me trying to like join me, flame me and shit like, why you always wear Jordans every day? Yeah. And shit like that. Like they was on my line like, nigga, like you be getting all the Jordans. Like that's weird. Like I swear to God, like niggas right now, I know, like niggas like they was looking at me like, why you got all the Jordans and shit? I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
Like you little niggas weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's why you always come out like and be getting the mics and shit. Like okay. So you even back then I'm just saying that to say I could see the difference in you and your crew was different, but now it's like more the same. Like niggas grew up and they like all the niggas almost. You know what I'm saying, to an extent. But mostly your circle, y'all doing good though. You know what I'm saying? Like it I like that's what we make jokes like the Rich Crew versus Reason and Doubt shit.
Right.
It really ain't no real nothing because if we didn't have respect and shit like that for y'all, like it wouldn't be nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? Niggas
it wouldn't be no advertisement. It wouldn't be no
Cause niggas I don't fuck with. I don't even speak on them. I don't do none of that shit. So
shit was different back then. But like that go to what I be saying, and I don't. It's a lot of shit that I don't speak on. I just kind of let people have whatever of a side they want to have. But like you said, you were coaching, you was in the school, so you knew who was doing what. Like so nowadays, now that we grown, and a lot of people be having that image of like they've been like this their whole life.
I remember,
come on, man.
You know better than me, but I just remember. I can't speak on everything. I just be like, damn, I remember when you was a.
Come on, man, and that be the prime years, and when you know what I'm saying, like you said, when you was in school, like even I know, you know what I'm saying, when you was in school, like all right, such and such could hoop, but he wasn't never at school because he was hustling, so he could never play sport. Like motherfuckers in our school wasn't trapping like that, bro. Like,
and look,
boys wasn't doing that.
And that's what was funny. Like it was certain people. I remember. I'm like, damn. You know, I'm coaching. They like, yeah, such and such ineligible and shit like that. I'm like, damn, he nice. What's going on? Like what's he in the streets? Like he don't be coming to school and shit, huh? Because that's what I'm going back to what I know and shit like that. They like, no, actually, he at school every day. Tim said he be sleeping class and shit. I was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just different.
That was like when stuff changed though to what like, I don't know, it was like in that period of time where it's like certain shit stopped being cool. And to me, it was crazy to me, but like being smart wasn't cool no more at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
Like making straight A's and shit, like honor, like you was a geek or you was lame, and I don't know. Shit crazy. Like being smart is looked down upon nowadays.
Yeah. So that's basically what I was asking, but you know, you don't come from a family of your career path, like how you move now was you were an entrepreneur. Like look up the definition of entrepreneur, it'd be a picture of you. So who was an entrepreneur in your family though? Was there anybody in your family that was an entrepreneur? Cause I knew like your family, y'all like
so like my
jobs and shit
like that.
Like
my like I said, my grandparents, they always, you know, worked and shit like that. And so nobody in my family necessarily entrepreneur, but you know, they would own like rental property here, rental property there. So it was like bits and pieces of it. But as far as like everyday entrepreneur like I do, nobody was really like that. Now my grandma does tell me about her dad, and she said that he was like that, but you know, he passed before my time, so I never really got to meet him. But she kind of say I got a lot of traits like him, like he was in the owning clubs, nightclubs and stuff like that back in the 50s, 60s, 70s and stuff like that. So maybe a little bit of it came from that. Like I said, I never got to meet him, so I can't necessarily say I directly learned it from him. But it just really, for me, I learned that more on the basis of still watching them though, but just kind of turn it into my brain to where it's like my grandpa, for instance, he been in his job for 40-some years. Right. Like I say, good, great income, all that stuff like that. But when I look at the work he didn't put in, you know what I'm saying, he should down there own that place. You feel what I'm saying? This is like, think about it, if you put in 50 years of old and like, man, I need some ownership in this motherfucker. Yeah. So, and I actually had this conversation with him about that and just how I feel and kind of how that kind of molded me to where I am. So it's like, okay, I learned the hard work aspect of it, but I took it to where it's like, I want to have that same work ethic, but I want to put it into some of my own to where I can get the maximum out of it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than working my ass off for these people for 30, 40 years and getting, you know, just whatever they want to give me. So that's pretty much where that came from. And then going to college, I was a business major. So I ain't gonna say all the classes helped because a lot of that shit bullshit. But some things that I learned helped me get into what I'm in now, and just really just seeing like how many things are capable. And it's like now with social media, bro, ain't nothing impossible. Right. know what I'm saying? You can make so much money now on your own. But to answer the question, that's pretty much where it came from. It's just like seeing the hard work that my family members put in, but just me wanting to have that same work ethic, but put it in for myself.
Yeah. Because, you know.
And they was, not to cut you off, but they was like I remember when I first basically got out of college and went straight into the entrepreneurship, like my grandma was pissed.
That's what I was just about to say. Was it what you, because like the life you live, like it's not security in it. You gotta work. You gotta work for it.
You gotta work for it.
You know, and that's something like with my job. Like I got a good job, a good job, what they say.
Right.
But it's like it's security in it, and that give you. I feel like that gives you like the laziness though, because no matter what, you got every 2 weeks this check coming in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But with your line of work, that's why I was gonna ask you. Was your family members looking at you like, no, don't do that, like, because they want the best for you, so
yeah,
they scared.
Like pretty much everybody in my family was having that attitude. Like I say, my grandpa, he believed in me from day one, and they all believed in me. Don't get me wrong, but like I say, my grandma, I remember having a conversation with her, like she wasn't happy about it. Like she was like, I think you need to, go get a career with, like you say, benefits, 401k, and all that stuff, and then kind of work your way into it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Like I want to start now. And, it was a back and forth. I won't say it was an argument, but it was a, borderline heated conversation. But like my first career was financial advising, so it wasn't necessarily stable because it was all commission, but you did have a 401k and you did have the benefits and stuff tied to it. So that was sort of a career type of thing, but as far as the everyday income, it was just like being an entrepreneur. So when I explained that to her, she didn't like it at all. And my mom felt the same way. She didn't like it, but that was 4 years ago now, and they cool now. They don't even be tripping. Because I remember I would say, like, I had it mapped out. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I wanted to. When I first left college, when I first graduated, I wanted to go and get my own apartment because like when you're in school, you used to living on your own. So I didn't want to move back with my mom. So I'm like, I'm finna go get me an apartment. I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. No, you need to move back in with your mom, save you some money, do this and that. I'm like, okay. And my grandma was already pissed at me. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this one thing for you. I'm gonna move back in with my mom even though I don't want to.
Right.
I said, but in a year, I'm gonna buy my own house and I'm gonna move out. She's like, well, okay, that's fine, but you think you're gonna be able to do that with, what I'm saying, the type of income and shit like that? And a year later, I moved out and bought my house. Exactly a year later.
Right.
So, it worked out, but yeah, they wasn't really with that shit because, in that generation, that was what you was taught though. Like you was just taught to go to school or get a trade or whatever and get a good job with good benefits, grind and retire and be cool. You know what I'm saying? And that worked out for them. Don't get me wrong. Like they in a great position, but I just feel like if I put that same type of work ethic into something, it could be greater. So
right. So like you just said, right? You're a financial advisor and shit. I could say people might be confused that you're a financial advisor. And then you don't hear you look like a fucking rapper right now. You know what I'm saying? Like financial advisor, from just little stuff that I done read, about like making money, rich dad, poor dad. You know what I'm saying? Me just knowing surface level, they would say like, assets, liabilities, and shit like that. So I'm looking at your neck right now. You know what I'm saying? Some would say that's a waste of money, especially a financial advisor.
Yeah, they would
if
say
you was a financial advisor for a rapper or some shit like that, you would be your advice would be giving him like, fam, like don't buy another chain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But why do you spend your money on things like that? Being the stuff that you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do it because it's a few different reasons. One is what I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm still me. I'm still my authentic self. I still have my beliefs as far as when it comes to finance and stuff like that. But this is still being me being me. But I also, like I tell people a lot of times, like people see this type of stuff because, we on these platforms and stuff like that. But you don't see all the stuff that I do as far as where I put my money at, type of things I invest into, and the type of things I have set up not only now, but I know I got stuff invested. I know I got money coming from 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So there's a lot of things and fundamentals that I have that I do on the behind the scenes to where I'm secure. You feel what I'm saying? To where that gives me the leeway to be able to make these type of purchases and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So to where, like I say, I don't, like if I didn't own a home and own some equity in real estate and all this other stuff that I do, it would be dumb. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like, I've always been that type of financial advisor. I don't tell people necessarily don't buy these type of things. I just say do all this other stuff first. You know what I'm saying? Have your stuff secure first, and then you can go. I don't care what you buy. You know what I'm saying? Now, going broke on something, that's a totally different thing. But other than that, I don't tell people like don't go buy a bust down.
Yeah.
But don't go buy a bust down if you don't got a car, a house, and barely got a job. You feel what I'm saying? Be shit like that. But other than that, like, and then another reason too, marketing.
So and you make sure like how to get the bus down, what you need to do to get it. Like you looking over they finances and stuff like that. So you give them the steps.
Like what? Like if it's your goal, like if you want to spend $50K on this watch, here's what we need to do to get it.
Yeah.
That way, because I always look at the ahead. Like, okay, if I make this purchase, let's say, because it's a difference between having enough money to buy something and being able to afford it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's say it's say you find a Rolling plain Jane that's 10K, right? Somebody who got 15K think they can afford that watch because they got 15K and the watch only costs 9, right? So I can go in there and cash out right now, but it's like, okay, I go buy this watch, now I'm down to 5 bands, and then either my car break down, I lose my job, or whatever else happens. Could you really afford that watch? You feel what I'm saying? So those are the type of things I, not only for other people, but for myself, before I make these type of purchases, like, do it really make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, will I be, if something bad happens in my life a month from now, will that purchase that I had made set me back? If the answer is no, I'll make the purchase. If the answer is yes, then I ain't gonna make it right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to, and I know how to be patient on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted a chain like this 3 years ago. But 2-3 years ago, it didn't make sense for me to make that type of purchase. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And then my last reason is like marketing. Like, people don't understand, and to older minds, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, my grandma, like, I ain't, she gonna be pissed if she see this, but I was just at her house all day and I ain't had this on. Like, I had this shit tucked in the bag, and then when I got in the car, I put it on because if she would have seen me walking out her house with all this jewelry on, she would have been mad, because she always say like, what if somebody try to take it from you, or you know, so why you gotta walk around with all that on your neck? But it's a conversation starter. Like, first thing somebody want to know is what I do. Anytime they see me, from the way I'm dressed or what jewelry I got on. So, and you probably know about it too.
I was saying, I know that. I'm just for the people watching Eliminate the Doubt. You know, I understand it completely, because this is what we do. We creating content. We doing this shit, like, and I know that ain't the last chain you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but people don't realize, like real, all seriousness though, like, how many clients and revenue I brought to myself from how I look. Like, even in the club, bro, like, I've made money helping people with their credit and their finances and shit off of looking like this in the club, and somebody say, damn, bro, what you do? And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes, you know, they probably think I'm on the other end of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying, dibbling dabbling and some other things, but that's what draws them to me. And then they ask me, and then it's like, damn, I've been looking for somebody to help me with this and help me with that, get their number, woo. And it's like, I made, you know what I'm saying, a nice lump sum of money, you know, just off of conversation started in a mall. Like, just being in places. Like, I met somebody in an elevator one time. You know what I'm saying? And they end up asking me what I do just because my appearance. And I told them, they was like, man, I've been looking for somebody to help me build my business credit and this and that. This is what I do. You got a social media? And I gave him my website, my social media, all this and that. And then, like, he ended up being one of the biggest clients I ever had.
Straight up.
To this day. Yeah. Like spent like 5 figures I made.
So.
Off that one person.
So this is a fan question. They want to know, are you a scammer?
No. I'm not.
It's like I'm not a Man, Kevo, shit like that. That, you know, if you look at their comments, like, that's all I say. Like it be people in their comments saying things like, "Fam, I paid this nigga such and such, and he ain't never do what he do. He stole $3,000 from me and shit like that."
Nah, I don't partake in that type of stuff, just because, like I say, I'm real big on, like, morals and principles too. So it's like, if somebody pay me to do something, I'm gonna do it. And not only that, I ain't in the business of stealing money from people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to not only get mine, but help other people get theirs too.
Because a lot of people, lot of people in what you like doing what you doing.
Yeah.
Because right
They
now
get a bad rap.
Yeah, you a financial advisor, but at the same time you doing so. I see your ebooks, I see everything you do. We're gonna get into JBL Ventures and stuff like that. But it's a lot of unethical motherfuckers that do what you do. You know, so I think if you get into the lane that you in, you kind of got to go up and beyond to kind of show people like,
Yeah, you do.
Fam, I ain't like them other people, you know.
And it's a hard game to be in too because of what you just said, and I had to learn that early on. Is like it's kind of like that fight of like, how do I prove myself? You know what I'm saying? And the only way that I know that I can do that is just doing good work with people. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, he helped me with my shit. Yeah, he A1. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping my name good. That's really all I can do on my end. You know what I'm saying? But in the game, there is a lot of people that give it a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? From either getting paid and not doing the work or stealing money from people's accounts and, you know, just a lot of different stuff like that. But, you know, on my end, I just try to do what I can to keep my nose clean, keep my face clean. And then, like I said, a lot of times I be trying to figure out, like, how can I promote that without, you know, invading somebody's privacy and stuff like that. So sometimes I might, like, if I complete something for somebody, they might send me a text thanking me and stuff like that. I'll just screenshot it and crop out their name and stuff like that and post it or something like that. Yeah. It's kind of hard to maneuver because, you like I say, that game, bro, it's a lot of people that have done a lot of bad things. So it'd be kind of hard to get people trust. It never been said that I scam nobody.
Right.
But it be the stuff that I post that people have never known was true. Or just like how you can do things in the financial game or like consumer laws and all the different things that just that information is not out there and put in the forefront to us for obvious reasons. Yeah. And so people automatically think, well, damn, if he know that, he got to be scamming. Like, no, it ain't that. This is just stuff that they put in books.
Yeah, and that's something I'm on. Like I said, I'm super low level because I was just thinking, like, man, I've been working my job for I've been at the same job almost 10 years now. And I've just been thinking about all the money I done made at that job. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You should think, like, I'm in a decent position. I should be in a way better position than I am. And it's the only reason why I'm not because I didn't understand, like, how to use money and how to make the money work for me and shit. That's why, like I said, I'm no financial advisor, none of that shit. I can't even really get nobody no advice. Right. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit because I'm trying to work it out for myself. But at the same time, the little stuff that I do know, I know what you're doing. Like, you're not scamming nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing this. But I understand from the little stuff that I know and me being just intelligent and doing the social media stuff, oh, I could do that if I was like, if I didn't care, I could scam the fuck out of people.
Yeah, you could do that.
You know what I'm saying? Easily. Because, so imagine these people that know a little more than me, they killing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little stuff that I know I could make money tomorrow. If I started tomorrow, nobody would question me or anything. I'd say, I could do your taxes. I can do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can get you a trade line and not do it. Yeah. And just take people money and not do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could,
yeah. It's people that do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, if that's how they want to get their money, that's how they want to get their money. But my thing is, like I say, I just ain't in the business of doing people like that. And then number two, I'm trying to have longevity. Yeah. You ain't gonna have no longevity of scamming. Eventually that shit gonna run out.
I ain't trying to hit no lick. Like,
yeah.
And we saying all this to say that, man, holla at Juice, man, if you need anything done. You know what I'm saying? Like, he the person you need to holla at. So what is we're gonna get to, we might not got enough time to get into all your fucking business ventures, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna run through a couple of them. You know, I want you to explain to people, like, cause what your 100% that you own business, JBL Ventures. Yep. Like, what is that?
So JBL Ventures, first of all, the name is just kind of like, that's the LLC, that's the umbrella of a lot of the different things that I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's an entity in itself. That's my initials. Oh, okay. JBL. Yeah. And I just put a nice little name like that. Ventures. Yeah. And you got, you know what I'm saying, got it right there. Yeah. So that's like the umbrella of the things that I do. But as far as the everyday, like we were just talking about the financial side, I just call that my financial consulting business. That's the kind of name I gave it because I was, like I said, I was doing the financial advising with a company previously. I got out of that contract earlier this year and went solely on my own. And so that's what I've been doing. And so with that, I do, you know what I'm saying, credit repair, trade lines, business credit. I help people establish their LLCs and stuff like that, and get those established properly, and then show them how to work them. You know what I'm saying? I don't just establish an LLC for somebody and just send them on their own. I'm gonna establish your LLC, then I'm gonna show you how to utilize it to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? No matter what industry you're in, it's all the same as far as when you establishing that LLC and building that credit up. And same thing with personal credit. Like when I fix people's credit or whatever it is that I'm doing, it's kind of a tricky game because most businesses you want a repeat customer,
Right.
but I don't want repeat customers when it comes to credit. Now I do want a lot of customers, of course, because I want to make money and enjoy what I'm doing, but I don't want repeat customers. So like
Why is that?
because in that game I don't want it because if I'm fixing your credit right, and then I send you off on your way and you come back to me a year later,
You ain't do your job.
I mean I did my job by fixing your credit, but I didn't do my job as a financial consultant because then I didn't teach you the do's and don'ts. You feel what I'm saying? So if I got repeat customers and I do credit repair, I just feel like to me, and that I look at it that way. Because I could just say I do credit repair, I do credit repair. Mm-hmm. So you come to me like a mechanic.
Yeah.
If you come to him, he fix your car, you drive off and you hit something, you come back, that's on you. But I feel like to me, if I fix your stuff and then I teach you the morals and principles behind it and how not to make those same mistakes, I feel like I'm doing you a better service, you know what I'm saying, long term. So that's one game. It kind of sounds crazy, but that's one game that I don't want repeat customers. Because I feel like I want to do my just of in the long term teaching people like how to use the stuff properly. So if I fix somebody credit and then I teach them how to now use it the right way, which they didn't do before, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm gonna make less money off that person, but I'm doing them and their family, you know what I'm saying, a justice, better than that. And like I said, I hate to say it, but people can always have fucked up credit, so it's enough people out there.
Man, I see something though. It was like credit came out in like 1988.
Yeah, credit is fairly new.
That's crazy as fuck, dog.
Yeah, like people don't understand that. Like if you really, that's why I say, man, and it's true what they say. If you want to hide it, you know what I'm saying, from black people or minorities, put it in a book. Like that's true. Yeah. Like, cause if you read these books, you'll realize how new some of this shit. Like some of our parents is older than credit is.
Yeah, that's not. But the fact though, right, that it came out in 1988, it make like that's something like they like they vilify black people and say, oh,
it was used as a weapon.
But black people, man, people didn't. They blame their parents, like, oh, they didn't get my credit right. Like, parents didn't set me up. If it came out in 1988, fam, they didn't know about that shit either. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some new shit for everybody. Like, it was a trick. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that systemic shit that, like racism and shit, that shit is real. Like, that's little things that help get people ahead. Like, they hide it from us.
Yeah. Shit, and like I said, with credit, like, man, a lot of times when I do sit down with people and I really break it down to them, like, I ain't gonna make it seem like it's just the easiest thing in the world because you gotta learn it just like you learn anything else, but it be real simple. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you can do and there's things that you don't want to do. And when people really learn that and just pass it down, it'll make it better for all our generations. But yeah, credit is, like I said, 1988. That wasn't that long ago when you really think about it. What year you was born?
88.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and nobody calling you an old ass nigga. Well, me, but you know what I'm saying? So if you think about it in that aspect, it's fairly new. So it's still something that shit we still learning. And I learn new shit every day. Because what people don't realize is they change laws all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That affect the industry. Like it's stuff that's like, you have time periods with credit companies and stuff like that when you disputing certain things and stuff like that. Like when COVID hit, they gave these companies more time to respond to credit dispute letters than they did before. Just little stuff like that to where you got to constantly be reading and updating yourself on this type of stuff to be beneficial.
So and then so that's JBL Ventures. Now we got Retro Worldwide, clothing company, clothing brand. Yeah. What does Retro stand for?
Retro stands for Rare Entrepreneurs, Trend Rich Outcomes.
Okay.
And so really just pushing that, not that you have to be an entrepreneur, but really just pushing that entrepreneur mind state of just putting the most into whatever it is that you want to do though. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a rapper, a doctor, a nurse, whatever you want to be, just being yourself and doing that and be retro, you know what I'm saying? And just do everything to the max. That's really what we push It's just doing everything to the max, like not half-assing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people doing stuff that I feel like they could be great in, but they don't even see it for themselves, or they just kind of treating it. A lot of people treat stuff like a hustle nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And not a career. And even though, like you said, we talk about entrepreneurship and like kind of instability of it, I look at it as a career too.
See, and people don't realize, man, when you go into these things, like, okay, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
When you a rapper, you promoting yourself. You a business, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, shout out to Money the Plug. That's my favorite underground rapper. So I use him as an example. So Money the Plug, not only are you a rapper, you a business. You a touring company. You a merch company. You an entertainer.
All in one.
All that. Like, you got to be able to do all that. But all these people, these are different ways you can make money off not rapping. Because if you want to be a rapper, like, we could sit down here, just make a song and not put it out. But once you put stuff out to the people, like, now you're an entrepreneur, now you're a business. And that's what people don't understand. It's called the music business. It's called, you know what I'm saying? When you're a podcaster, you're making a business. It's so many different avenues that you can make money off of.
Yeah.
But
you might not even have to rap no more.
Yeah.
When the last time Trinidad James made a hit song?
All Gold, the first one he made, the first and last. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
dude is making money off media.
Because that's what I'm saying. People don't look at it like that. People don't look at what they doing as a business out the gate. Like, it's so many different things you could do with that one thing you thought you wanted to do is bigger than that. That's why that shit ain't for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. You know, once you put your stuff out there and you want to start making money, it's a lot that come with it, and you got to understand what you can do to make money, because that one thing that you're doing probably ain't gonna get you the money out the gate.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a rapper, if you just depending on being a rapper and making music, that's not what's gonna get you paid, dog. Like, it's gonna, the touring, the merch, you know what I'm saying? Like, the brand deals, you know, that's what's gonna get you paid. And if you don't know that stuff, that's gonna be people coming in taking advantage of you. And you ain't even gonna make that money either. Like, oh, you want to rap? Okay, rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we don't just use a rapper as an example, but with all things, like, you gotta understand what you're going through and what all this stuff come with. Yeah, you know. So what with Retro Worldwide? Who all is involved in?
So it's me, and it's Tyvon Powers and Marquise Borning, aka Bees, and Ty, aka Retro. Ty is like, he's like I call him the evil genius. Like, he the one, like, when you see these designs and stuff like this on this jacket right here, he's the one that cooks up a lot of that. Like, he makes the logos on his phone or computer. You know what I'm saying? He'll kind of like put a mock together, and then we all three sit down and kind of go through it from there. Like, so he's really the creative, the artist behind it.
Y'all let him put out whatever, dude. Sometimes you would be like, nah, fam, that ain't it.
Nah.
He becomes some crazy shit sometimes.
It don't even be crazy shit. It just be like, not right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it more be like, be nice, yeah, bro. Like, not right now. And then it's like, but 95% of the time, I really fuck with a lot of the shit he come up with. His colorways just be crazy. Like, bro really into them browns and them tans, them off-whites and shit. Like, he'll throw orange on a brown hoodie quick, and I just be like, I don't know, that ain't it. But that's cool. You can make that for yourself. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying, just promote that on your own. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or not right now. Yeah, like, so it be that. And then Bees, bro, is like the mastermind. And I got to give him some credit, too.
He remind me of Slim from Cash Money.
That's him.
He be back there just.
Yeah.
Like, cool nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Cool nigga, like,
every time and shit. I think me and him only had like a one-on-one convo once and stuff. Like, but every time around, he be in the back, you know what I'm saying?
He don't really be wanting to be at that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather just be kicked back at the store working on, because he do the financial stuff.
Yeah, because when we had him on podcast, he didn't even come.
Yeah. You know like, he ain't really with all that. You know what I'm saying? But he's more like I call him like the CFO. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he handle a lot of that stuff, make sure everything right. You know, I help in that aspect too, but like, that's him, like, with the money, or like, let's invest in this, or we got the funds to do that, or we need to make a little more money to invest in that, you know what I'm saying, whether it be machinery or whatever. So he more like just that head on that end, and like I said, I just kind of fill in both, you know what I'm saying. I help on both ends, as far as being creative and then on the business side. So it's like a three-headed monster.
When did you get involved with that? Because you didn't grow up with them, like, they not even from you.
So they but they actually did live in Alton for a period of time. So I knew them, you know what I'm saying, for over 10 years. And you know what I'm saying? We are me and Bees ain't always been as close as we is now, but I always knew him because that's Ty's brother. You know what I'm saying? And then me and Ty, every time we would see each other, we dap up, talk, catch up, stuff like that. Always had each other's social medias and shit like that, interact like that. And then I would go to the, you know, I was buying retro and shit before I was involved. Yeah. So I would go into the store, and every time I would go into the store, it was never just I go in there, I buy a hat or a shirt, and I'm gone. Yeah. I would always be in there 2 hours just rapping with the niggas about ideas they got, or they showing me this, like, what you think about this? And then I would always, you know, I always been in the style, with it be, excuse me, shoes or just, you know what I'm saying, dressing the part. So I would be like, man, y'all should come up with this, or them new shoes coming out, if y'all did this with that, that'll look hard. And Ty would always say, man, you need to just go on and join the brand, bro. You know, it would just be more like a, not necessarily a joke, but just throwing it out there all the time. Right. And then over time, it just came, you know, more of a reality.
No, they fuck with you because that type of shit pissed me off when somebody that don't do what I do be trying to come and give me advice on.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, they fuck with me for sure. And like I said, that's kind of how that came about. So that came about in early 2021. And that's when we made it official towards like the middle to end of the year. And so I've been there, you know, almost 2 years now too. And you know, it's been great. Like I said, it brought a lot out of me too, because I never realized I was as creative as I am, as far as like just coming up with shit from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like just whether it be colorways or just like how this will look on them pants. You know what I'm saying? This logo wouldn't look right there, but it'll look hard down there on the ankle or, you know, by the calf.
I'm glad you said that about your creativity, because when we going to get a juice rap, you got to start rapping, though. I got to get a song. Rapping.
Man.
We going to get a song. Deuces, you going to write? Deuces already wrote you a song, too.
Did you? I'm ready then.
All you got to do is...
Because look, I done already told people, if you see me start rapping, I ain't write that shit. Just listen to it, support it, and we going to blow up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that. I ain't with all the cap shit. If I don't know, but how do that go though? Like, let's say Deuces write my rap, right? And it blow up. Hypothetically, it blow up.
Y'all gotta work the business out for it.
Yeah, so no, that's cool. I'm saying we gonna, you know,
I'm saying how do it work? All right,
like, so if I go to Breakfast Club and they ask me like, Charlamagne gonna say, so when you in the studio and you catching your vibe, like, how do you come up with the shit that you say?
It depends how we roll it out. Because
me personally, I just sit there and say, man, I don't write that shit.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It depends how you want to roll it out. We can, but no.
Which one more beneficial?
I would say I'd be like, man, you know, making music is a process. You know, we got, you know, it's just a team effort. You know what I'm saying?
So we be collabing on
shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I mean, it's a lot of people that don't write. Kanye don't write. Kanye didn't write Jesus Walks, dog, and they praise him like he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could
but
work.
I ain't write nothing though. Like Deuces got to write everything, and he got to teach me how to say it.
No, you'll figure it out because Easy didn't write.
Yeah, after a while, I probably will start to be able to write the shit because you know what I'm saying. Like
that's how it's gonna work. Like you're gonna be tired of giving Deuces 50% of all them songs.
Yeah. Dude's gonna be talking to me crazy and shit. Like, you wouldn't be shit without me.
Yeah, like Deuces go dish you and shit. I can see that. I see how it all gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like Deuces on World Star, doing an interview on the Breakfast Club. Like, man, I wrote every word he ever said. The whole first album, you got a classic.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like Gilly talking about Lil Wayne and shit. Then you fuck around getting nice, and then we be like, man, he ain't write that shit. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know shit, but I'm ready. I don't know how people will feel about that, but it don't matter. They gonna say, man, this nigga do too much. Now he wanna rap. Like, man, hey, this will come with the shit. But yeah, so that's retro, man.
So, and then Juice Lemonade. Tell me about that,
man.
What gave you the idea about that?
You want like the actual story, the root of the idea?
Yeah.
I was taking a shit one day, and you said you wanted to. I was taking a shit one day, and I was just thinking like every year, and to some point, this gonna have to slow down. But every year, I be wanting to find something new to invest into, whether that be an idea of my own or maybe somebody else got going on, just like kind of helping them out or whatever it might be. Every year, I try to come up with something that, you know what I'm saying, is new. So last year it was retro, and then this year I hadn't really came up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of ventured off. Like I said, I got out of my contract with the previous company. I ain't saying fuck them. They ain't getting no clout. I got out of that contract in April, so I was doing my own thing with the financial stuff, and I was just thinking like, damn, man, I just need to push my brand out there more. Like just not only just me, but just like I look at myself as a brand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I need to push that out there more. What can I do? And I just said brainstorming, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm part of a clothing line, so I don't want to drop a clothing line because I want to put that stuff into that. So I'm like, I can't do that. And then I was like, damn, what can I do? And so I was taking the shit, and I was just thinking like, you know, I'm a Boosie fan. Yeah. So I seen Boosie on Instagram. I went to Boosie Instagram, and you know, Boosie got a cologne, he got a liquor,
Boosie got everything.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, damn, I ain't never really thought about, you know what I'm saying, the food industry or nothing like that. So then I was just kind of thinking about stuff that I enjoy, and like, you know, I was heavy on the Milo's lemonade. So I was like, damn, I really like lemonade. Like anytime I go to a restaurant, I'm gonna order lemonade. So I'm like, damn, what if I came out with a lemonade? So I'm like, how the fuck can I should have did chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
That might be next.
Nobody drinking that shit.
I still drink chocolate milk. So I'm like, damn, I drink lemonade, and then my nickname is Juice. Yeah. And we could talk about how I got that nickname in a little bit too.
I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
I heard the story.
Nah, they might want to know though.
Not entertaining.
It was a cold story. Anyway,
I'm staying away from the basketball and football shit, man.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I retired. Anyway, so I was like, I drink a lot of lemonade. Is it possible for me to come out with my own line of lemonade? Mm-hmm. And in cahoots with the nickname Juice, I'm like, at first I was trying to think about some slogans and shit. I ain't like none of them motherfuckers.
It was probably some crazy shit.
Nah, it kind of sounded corny. So I just like, I'm gonna leave the slogan shit alone. So I'm just like,
get you a swallow.
And I was gonna be like, Juice. That was crazy. That was OC. It wasn't nothing like that.
That's what you was thinking about.
It wasn't.
You was like, no, that ain't it.
But it's like with the name Juice, bro, you're gonna do so much because you don't want to add the Y on the end. You can't say juicy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. When you're a grown man, it's a little couple things you probably stay away from.
You ain't want
to a little spicy. So I was like, fuck the slogans. But then, literally that day, for the rest of that day, other than doing my other little stuff I need to do, I just researched how I could get into that lane. Yeah. And I started I was calling companies like corporations. And the first company I called was like a subsidiary of Pepsi. Yeah. So I was a little in over my head at first. So I called, but I ain't know. Yeah, so I'm just calling. I'm literally just trying to figure it out. But like that's one thing about me. And people always ask like how I be getting into so much shit is I'm not scared to try nothing, and I'm not scared to ask questions. So I literally called these companies. I'm calling the company's phone numbers, like telling them my idea. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. The first company I called, they said, "Okay, sounds like a great idea. So, when can you hop on a plane to come out to our to our plant?" And I'm like, where the plant located at? And it was located in like North Dakota. And then I'm like, they was gonna show me like how they make everything, how they like the whole nine, like walk through the thing. And I'm like, yeah. So before I come out there, like, what is ordering like once I figure out my mix and like whatever I want, like what is ordering gonna look like? It was like, oh yeah, you just gotta spend a minimum of 100,000, and then this and that. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah. I'm gonna get back to y'all. It's like, that ain't where I'm at right now. And so the guy asked me on the phone, he was like, well, what more or less, like, what were you thinking about? Like, what was kind of where you want to start at? And I was like, sir, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just came up with this idea this morning. I ain't got 100,000 to just throw into this right now. Like, that ain't where I'm at. It's just an idea. I'm just trying to see how I can get into this slowly. Yeah. And he was like, he gave me some names, and shout out to him. He actually gave me some names of some other companies that was more on a lower level, like to where I could work my way up. It wasn't. I didn't have to spend a minimum of 100,000 and nothing like that to get something created. And so he gave me some names of some companies, and then I ended up calling around, called however many companies, and then I found one based out of New York, and just got on the phone rapping with them. And I still haven't been there, which is crazy. I haven't been there yet, but just back and forth on the phone, just coming up with ideas and telling them how I wanted it to taste. And then they sent me a sample case, and shit, I loved the sample, and everybody else loved it, so I went with the first sample. Right. And then I actually made my my labels and shit on my phone. Right. I made the logos and labels myself. And and been pushing it ever since. So that's how it came about.
So the juice lemonade, would you say that's the, not counting like investments and stuff, like, is that the best idea you had so far, like entrepreneurship?
Yeah. I want to say that. I say that because it literally was an idea that I actually came up with on my own, and I actually had to do more work than other stuff to actually make it happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to and then I was in a lane that I had never been in before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like dealing with this, man, you dealing with like taste. People's taste buds is different than like majority of people gonna like that hoodie than they not. But when you come in with a drink or something like that, like it get
it's
real.
up for critique. You can critique it because it's like people like lemonade, you know. So it's like, is it too bitter? Too bitter? I've been around hella because you know you got the Reason logo on it. Right. So a lot of people I want it to be, you know what I'm saying. So a lot of people represent that with me too. So they might come to me and be like, man, y'all lemonade. You know what I'm saying? It's good, but this, that, and that. I done heard the critique. So it's like, and they might say the critique to me and not say nothing to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, so I already know. And,
and I had to, well, I ain't gonna lie. I went into it knowing that everybody wasn't gonna like it. Like, that's just life. So when I do get those critiques, I take it like, you know, take it on the chin. Like, I like constructive criticism. So that's never been a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was something that everybody wasn't gonna like, but I knew as long as it had a smooth taste, the majority of people would like it if they like lemonade.
Everybody don't like Jay-Z, the greatest rapper of all time, though. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter.
You know, so stuff like that. But yeah, I would say that's probably the best thing, just because, like I said, it was an idea. It was something new, and it was something that I didn't know if like when it first happened, I didn't know if I was gonna continue doing it, to be honest. But once I got the love and the reception that I got, you know, I think it's something that'll last on a long haul and just get bigger.
So I got one for you too.
Yeah.
We gonna get into like a couple like one trending topic. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing the pie right now, so we ain't been talking about trending topics. But I just want to get your opinion. You haven't. This what dope about this, right? Look, this shit more than being an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about all your business ventures, everything you're doing. You was a star athlete, but that's light. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we ain't in the NFL or we ain't in the NBA or some shit like that, we can talk about it all we want because we love them sports and shit, but that ain't what we doing. That ain't our career. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really, we can't be dwelling on the past and shit. But I want to know your opinion because I was fucking confused about this shit. Because I didn't look at it like, I didn't understand why they was killing him so bad. We're talking about Deion Sanders. Coach Prime was at Jackson State University, you know, took the job to Colorado, you know, and people been killing. There's been hella mixed reviews, lopsided, you know what I'm saying? The majority of black people, though, they mad at they was mad at the situation, you know. How you feel about Coach Prime leaving Jackson State?
So, and it's crazy. I like, you know, we talked a little bit about it, and shout out to my trainer JBL Ocho. Me and him been talking about it every day, and it's like
Do he agree or disagree? Y'all been disagreeing? Y'all kind of on the same.
We be disagreeing.
Oh, okay.
Because he was killing him.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of got him on the other side a little bit now, but I ain't gonna lie, like, bro, depending on the day, I kind of feel a little bit different about it. Yeah. But overall, like now, I kind of got my stance on this. Like, first of all, I'm happy for Coach Prime. First of all, as a black man doing what he doing, like, we all should be proud of a black man that's elevating the right way. You know what I'm saying? And doing something positive. That's number one. And then number two, it's like he did pretty much everything he could do with the situation he was given at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? This man was getting paid $300,000 a year to coach, but he was giving back over half of that every year back to the school to put back into certain things that need to be fixed or whatever. How many people, all them people that's killing them, how many of them will go to work every day and then give back half of their money?
How many of them people ever donated to HBCU?
Yeah. Or donated to they local high school. You know what I'm saying? These people don't even donate to charity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? $50, $100 a year, let alone, but this man giving back hundreds of thousands of dollars and nobody look at that. He brought TV deals to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? HBCUs now for the next 10 years have TV deals to where they get guaranteed a certain amount of games.
HBCU week on ESPN. That never happened.
Happened before. You know what I'm saying? Now they have a 10-year deal to where they get a guaranteed amount of games on ESPN for 10 years. What else? They said he brought an estimated $30 million. Just his influence brought an estimated $30 million through various things into the state. State of Mississippi.
Right.
Who's done that in 3 years? Mind he ain't been here 10 years. He been here 3 years. He got the whole school Under Armour deal, all sports. And that's just to name a few things that he's done. So it's like all them people that's killing him, they ain't looking at all that stuff, and it's like, how was he supposed to do more? Like, what else was he supposed to do? People wanted to, like, and then, like I said, I felt a few different ways because at the beginning I was like, damn, I wanted him to stay a little longer to see what more stuff he could do. But then I had to sit back and think, like, if that was me.
Yeah.
And that's always what I always get back to when I'm judging a situation or something like that and saying what somebody should have did. Well, what would I do? Like, come on, man. We talking about I was getting paid $300,000. I was giving back over 100 of that every year. And then these people over here called and they got $5 million plus for me.
$5 million a year. But and I think it's with his sons, you think that he doing that for them too, giving them that opportunity to go to the league.
It has so many different aspects to why he did it. You know what I'm saying? I think the money was the least, to be honest. Like, the money was the least. I think his sons, putting them on a bigger platform, because like right now his son is one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah.
But coming from Jackson State, it's that, well, is he only performing like that because he playing versus other HBCUs? So now he can put him at a Power 5 conference school to where now we're going to see what he got. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be successful. That still remains to be seen. And, you know, you got his other son that plays safety. I think he's going to go. That's kind of been in the question right now, but I think he's going to go. We'll see what he does. But I think it was for them. And then he also said it was for, like, another thing that people don't understand is Deion is taking his people with him. Mm-hmm. You know, he's always been in the coaching since he retired. He had the youth program. He had the school for however many years until that closed down. All those coaches has went with him everywhere he's went. Yep. And now he said that I've made all these guys that have been with me since I was coaching youth sports millionaires. Yep. Nobody care about that. Like, what about their families? You know what I'm saying? He's elevating. He's not just elevating himself. Like, everybody's saying he doing it for prime. Like, this man just took at least 10 people from youth sports to high school to HBCU to now a Power 5 school coaching. You know what I'm saying? He just changed families' lives.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was just people that disagree with Coach Prime, like, it's emotional, you know. Yeah, it's people. A lot of people that went to Jackson State. You know, what I'm saying? I know people that went to Jackson State, they're alumni, and they feel some type of way. They feel like he used them in a certain way, and I get it. But if you really listen to what he was saying from day one, like when he was on 60 Minutes, he was like, they was like asking point blank the question.
He got asked that question.
Would you entertain a Power 5 school? He's like, I'd be a fool not to. But where he went wrong, the way he was selling it, though. He was selling it like his goal was to make a HBCU on the same level as a Power 5 school. But that wasn't a realistic goal, though. You know what I'm saying? In that little time. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
so it's
I think he really had that goal, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He might have, but I'm saying, like, I'm with Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, all the things you just said, I looked at that too. I'm like, he did all that. He did a lot for that. So he did his job, but at the same time, he gave unrealistic expectations in certain times he was speaking. Yeah. But like, I just know how the media work. They can use that against him. So people can make a 60-second Instagram video and make it look like he's just a bold-faced liar and he bogus. Yeah. But if you really get into it, like, come on, man.
And I think it's just like you got to look at like just how life works. Like, you can't foresee everything. Like, of course, we knew at some point this was gonna come. Whether it was this year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, this was gonna come. As long as he was still being successful, them schools was gonna come calling. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Florida State last year.
And they said that's his main goal, though. He want to coach Florida State.
You know what I'm saying? That's his alma mater. So it's like we knew this was gonna come at some point. Like I said, I wish it would have been a couple years down the line just to kind of see what more things he could have done. But like you say, and then my thing is too, like, these people that's killing him ain't never even been to an HBCU game, never supported an HBCU, never been on campus of an HBCU. You know what I'm saying? So don't act like y'all care so much now because everybody else talking about it. How many of y'all actually even watched the Jackson State game this year? Probably. Yeah. But don't even watch the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, I just feel like, but that comes with social media. Everybody got a voice when it comes to social media.
Everybody got
Somebody can know a bunch of nothing, you know what I'm saying, a lot about nothing, and speak on something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing now, to kind of more into that conversation, is now I want to see what a lot of those celebrities and moguls that was riding that HBCU wave, what are y'all gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Prime brought a new light to everything, to where just the way his presence, you know what I'm saying, the social media platforms, just the things that he made available, like you said, game day, and just all the different stuff he was doing, just we could see it all from this Instagram. You know, he got people like Rick Ross and all them at the game, sideline, red leather seats, you know what I'm saying, front row. It's like, what y'all gonna do? And I think that's the difference between the levels of the HBCUs, and we talking about like giving back and like boosters and stuff like that. Is that's what keeps HBCUs where they at, is the amount of funds going into the school.
Right.
So it's like, now that Coach Prime left, we probably ain't gonna see them same people at them games.
I hope, man. But I hope he laid a blueprint where like certain people could
get those jobs,
go and see that that's an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be some retired players that wasn't even thinking about that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now they stepping in. Like, I seen somebody said something about like Ray Lewis was thinking about going to Morehouse.
But see, I just, and it's kind of messed up, and I hope it ain't this way. But let's say even if that does happen, right? Because Hugh Jackson is at Alabama State.
Yeah, something like that. Eddie George at Tennessee State.
Yeah, like, that shit don't really have no impact on them schools the way Prime did. Because
nobody can be Prime, but I think of Ray Lewis. It had to be stars though.
Yeah,
like Ray Lewis, I think is a. Yeah. I don't think a kid that play defense don't love Ray Lewis, like especially like linebacker and shit like that.
I would pray for Ray Lewis.
You know what I'm saying? So like that would be intriguing to you. Like if Ray Lewis, like a T.O., it had to be a star.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like Eddie George is, come on man, Eddie George is Eddie George, but if you don't really know football, like you wouldn't know who Eddie George was.
He didn't have that super.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think Eddie George didn't win no Super Bowl or nothing like that. No. So it's like, Deion Sanders is 1-on-1, probably the most famous football player ever, besides Tom Brady or something like that. What if Tom Brady took a job at HBCU?
Ain't nobody fucking with Tom Brady.
That'd be crazy though.
It's just a clown. That should be a clown show.
No, it wouldn't, man.
It would. I don't even think he could, like,
Brady being at Jackson State. He need to get off the football field. All that.
He definitely need to.
He need to go take care of them damn kids.
Yeah, he needs to. I don't know, but yeah, man, Prime ain't do nothing wrong. Like you said, I can't agree with you though. What you just said, that like he probably could have stayed away from the. I guess we can call them promises.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch what you say in a certain way, because the words will come back to bite you, man. Yeah. It's just. I don't think people trying to paint a picture as he was disingenuous and trying to get over on. He was using Jackson. He wasn't using him. Man, he helped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say
he didn't take nothing from that school.
He did nothing but give back. So shout out to Coach Prime.
And everybody who's saying what they saying, like I said, I think the money was the least of the reason why he did it. But because people ain't paying attention to the fact of what he said about taking a job, because all the Power 5 coaches, black head coaches that lost their jobs, wasn't nobody black replacing them. Mm-hmm. So now we was going to have less black coaches at the FBS level too. So that was another thing. Man, people ain't listening to that. He asked me my opinion on it.
Come on, man. No, nigga. You had your interview last week, my nigga. Or week before that. I had to ask him about, as a football player, about this, you know. Yeah. No, you didn't. Y'all wasn't nice.
Yeah, I can't see that. No, I believe you. I can't. I gotta.
No, but I got just a couple more questions, and then we can get up out of here, though. So, what I asked everybody, you know, on Eliminate the Doubt, like, what does success look like for you? You know, because it's like that for different people. You know, some people, I need to have. It's the goal of billion. What you know what I'm saying? I gotta have this, that, and the other. What's success look like for you?
For me now, I just think just stability for the generations of my family. generational wealth. That's always the goal. Like I want to be. That's it. And of course, I want to say billions, but you know, first I want to be a multimillionaire. You know what I'm saying? And then just expand upon that and just really make impact. You know what I'm saying? The older I get, my focus has been less on the money because I feel like I've been setting myself up to where the money will come as long as I just do what I need to do. So now, especially this year, I done got more, or the last year or two, I done got more into the youth. You know what I'm saying? And really having an impact on the youth, whether it be through coaching or just mentoring or just, you know, have them having somebody to talk to. That, and I think that's just success for me, bro. Like just really having my finances in order to being able to just live the lifestyle I want to live. Like I said, I do if we want to put a number on, I want to be a multimillionaire. But other than that, like just being able to live the life I want to live, like with no restraints. You know what I'm saying? And not having to worry about, damn, if I want to do this, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Not having to pick one or the other. Like just being able to do whatever I want to do, and being a mogul in the community. You know what I'm saying? In the world, I ain't even gonna say the community. I ain't even gonna, you know, bottle myself up like that. But just in the world, and just being somebody that people can look at too, and like I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be one. They don't gotta want to dress like me or nothing. Like it might be one thing that they like that I do. You know what I'm saying? That they want to do, and just something like that. I think that's what success is to me. I used to, you know, when I was like 18, 19, I would say like just being rich, but you know what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays we see people that got everything in the world and they losing their mind right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't even know if I want everything.
Put a name on it though.
Huh?
Put a name on it.
Like a motherfucker like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? He got more money than we got. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to live the life that he got. You feel what I'm saying? So like now when you get older, you kind of look at it from a different perspective. It's like there are certain things that he's accomplished that I would say I would want to do, but the way he living it, I don't want it if it's gonna come like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think success looked like that for me for like just being able to set up generational wealth for my family and just being a staple in the community or the world to where I can help people in a positive light. And just enjoy my life. You know what I'm saying? We only get one. So I'm trying to get everything out of this one that I can. And just keep building.
I like the this is the last question before we get into it. You know what I'm saying, the one word and shit. But I'm on speaking everything into existence, you know. I'm right now I want 40 million before 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that, you know, that's what I'm on. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, with your plans you got going, everything you got going on, like just a quick little, in 5 years, where is Juice?
5 years, I'd definitely be some M's up. Like, and when I say M's up, I don't mean like on paper, because people, that means different things. Like, I don't mean my net worth being $1 million. I mean like M's in the bank. Like, if I want to go to the bank and get $1 million out, I can go get that. You know what I'm saying? I see that in 5 years. Hopefully I have some kids by then. I think I'm kind of getting to that stage of life now where I'm kind of ready for that.
All you do is gotta leave it in.
Huh?
That's all you gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard.
Y'all, it's crazy. Y'all see the type of advice I get? So, that, man, and just really kind of look into that next phase. I'll only be 30 in 5 years. But,
30 M's before 30, man. Go ahead. Say it.
I like the 40 before 40, though. Yeah. Because, only reason I say that, though, because shit come fast. Yeah. Like, I used to think I was going to have kids and shit by the time I'm 25, and I don't. So I see how fast shit come.
Pause. Like, God damn, relax.
You can't.
I let the first one go, but
yeah. You can't say shit. God damn. But man, in 5 years, man, M's up, and I know definitely be 5 years. Reason Doubt podcast will be mainstream before 5 years, but I know in 5 years that'll be for sure. Retro Worldwide to be one of the biggest brands in the world. Juice Lemonade to be one of the top lemonades in the world, or just drinks, period. And I don't know. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on at the top of the year that I'm about to start doing too. So, like I said, I invest in something new every year. I already got my plan for 2023. So, I'm about to get into logistics.
That's what's up. So, this is just this for that. Like, you know, think of Drink Champs. You know, we ain't got nothing right now for you need a shot or anything like that. But just this or that. So, first one Easy. You know, you come from some old heads raised you, so you might know a little something about this. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Lil Baby or Lil Wayne?
Lil Baby.
You had Lil Wayne in your top 5, fam.
I had Lil Baby in my top 5.
That's disrespectful. Mike or LeBron?
LeBron.
I gonna kill this nigga, dog.
And I got on the wrong shoes talking about that.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Martin?
Martin.
Gilly or Wallow?
First, like to say Wallow, a nut ass nigga. I'm gonna go Wallow. I fuck with Gilly heavy though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Wallow. Just cause every day I wake up, Wallow, and it's no bullshit. Wallow's the first thing I see on Instagram.
Yeah, when
It'd
you
be like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Wallow up,
jumping off a building,
a building, or making a fucking protein shake or some shit
like that.
But he be talking that talk. Shout out to Wallow, man.
Cash or credit?
Credit.
Why?
Credit. Now, I hate people that be saying like cash is trash.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I keep some cash too, but credit, because credit can afford you things that cash can't quicker.
Yeah.
Like if your credit right, you can go secure, $100,000 line of credit or something like that, where you might not be able to go make $100,000 right now, but if your credit right, you can go get $100,000 to go invest in something, or something like that. So I think credit just you unlimited if you got the right credit, because if you can have no money today, but let's say you happen to have a good credit score, you can go to the bank tomorrow and get a loan and have some money.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And then yeah.
All right. Boys in the Hood or Juice?
Juice.
You probably never seen neither one of them fucking movies.
I seen both of them, and I like Boys in the Hood, but I only said Juice because it's my name.
Yeah, you probably never seen that.
I swear to God, I seen both of them.
All right, man. So this is one word answers. We up out of here, man. Quick little 5 little questions for you, man. Just first thing come to your mind when I say these names. What is it? Alden. That should be funny when you say something and the first thing that comes to their mind, they get to laughing. They don't want to say it because some bullshit that they thought of first.
Home.
That ain't what you thought of.
No, but I'm just saying that.
Stino.
My dog.
KD.
Asshole.
Deuces. Nobody say the first thing because they
one of a kind.
Joe Jack.
Too cool.
Jay Sills.
The boss.
My nigga, man. Hey, this has been another episode of Eliminate the Doubt with Big Juice. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for listening. However you getting this, man, we appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, do all that wherever you watching this at, man. Share it, put it in your stories, share it on Facebook, TikTok, whatever you gotta do, man. Make sure y'all support us. That's the way you're supporting us. Reason and Doubt, Retro Worldwide, Camp Jack, A Media, Get That Water Clothing. There's a lot of shit going on, man. So
JBL Ventures.
JBL Ventures.
JBL Ventures trucking coming 2023.
Just make sure y'all tap in, man. 2023 gonna be a big year for Reason and Doubt. So thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned. Another episode next week. And we up out of here, man. 1.